Hello everyone, welcome back to Design Schooling. In the series of UI/UX essential design concepts, let us move forward and know about motion design. In this video, we will learn everything about motion design and the principles that are required to be followed to achieve the best motion design. So, let's get started. Animated means full of life and excitement. Animation adds life to static things. When it comes to software, it's not just for delight, but for solving problems. As human beings, we are used to see the world moving around us, and if any piece of software has coherent animations, it feels alive and natural. Tech leaders in the industry are pushing their products towards being more natural. Sophisticated words like motion design, motion UX, UX choreography are gaining popularity. Let us know what exactly does motion design means. Basically, motion design UX drives the entire user interface. It creates a more natural experience by adding a new level of depth to the interaction design. All this happens when you implement the motion language properly. Motion helps make UIs expressive and easy to use. Despite having so much potential, motion is perhaps the least understood of all the design disciplines. This may be due to it being one of the newer members of the UI design family. Visual and interaction design dates back to early GUIs, but motion had to wait for modern hardware to render animation smoothly. Motion's primary job is to help users navigate an app by illustrating the relationship between UI elements. Motion also has the ability to add character to an app with animated icons, logos, and illustrations. However, establishing usability should take priority over adding expressivity. Motion subconsciously builds the personality of your application, much like layout, spacing, typography, and colors. Disney's principle of animation is one of the inestimable guides when traditional animations are considered. Let us study the three basic Disney principles that every designer should keep in mind to achieve good motion design. First is squash and stretch. In interfaces, squash and stretch can be easily related to buttons. Left animation is of buttons, which squashes and stretches on interaction. Right one is of squash and stretch applied to a sidebar. By controlling squash and stretch, we can easily define a character to the button. Other than buttons, this can be applied to any interacting element in an interface. Next principle is anticipation. Anticipation informs the viewers about what's gonna happen. It precedes the action that is happening next. In interfaces, hover states are fine examples of this. Whenever we hover on elements, certain elements react to it, indicating that it is clickable and something is gonna happen on clicking it. Left animation is of interactions on hover. It usually informs us that there is an action happening next. Right animation is an example of interfaces which involves horizontal scrolling that usually tends to reveal a part of the next element that would appear on scroll or swipe. This is a good example of anticipation since it reveals the information about the next thing. Timing is the next principle we are going to focus on. In traditional animation, timing informs how the frames are drawn. More the frames, smoother and slower the animation is. Timing also gives mood and character to the objects. Timing is a fundamental aspect in any interface animations. The transition on the right makes the user wait too long. Disney has more such principles that are available on various websites. I conclude the video by saying that in UX, motion and animation can be helpful and communicative if used with proper restraint. Motion is most often appropriate as a form of subtle feedback for micro interactions rather than to induce delight or entertain users. The big advantage and also drawback of UI motion is that it attracts users' attention. We are sensitive and prone to be distracted by any type of motion, meaningful or not. That's why motion in user interfaces can easily become annoying. It's hard to stop attending to it, and if irrelevant to the task at hand, it can substantially degrade the user experience. So that's all for this video. To know more about other essential design concepts, stay tuned for the next video. And for more such content, do follow and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.